Well, all right, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the Planet Gen X podcast. I'm your host, Jason. Actually, it's Sean dressed up as Jason, in case you didn't know. Gotcha. I know I fooled you guys. You thought it was Jason. No, it's Sean dressed up as Jason. It's Friday the 13th. I'm so excited. Yes, I am. I just can't, express how much I love Friday the 13th movies. Well, I'm a horror fan in general. I think I might have mentioned that a time or two. But, yeah, Friday the 13th holds a special place in my heart, going back all the way to when I was a wee lad in the 80s, to when I actually got scared when watching a horror movie. And boy, I haven't had that feeling in a long time. That's what you get for loving horror movies too much. You don't get scared anymore. Oh. Well. Where do we begin? 1979. That's when it really takes place. Just so y'all know, the first movie, a lot of people, it came out in 1980. A lot of people think it takes place in 1980. It actually takes place in 1979. And that's our first movie, Friday the 13th, with Betsy Palmer and Adrienne King. It was scary. It was different. Camps. You got kids at camp and people starting to get killed off, and you don't know who did it. Then we come to find out at the end that it was the mother the whole time, and she's upset because her kid had drowned years before. Kid named Jason, and she was taking revenge on those counselors who were having sex and smoking the marijuana. No sex, no marijuana. It's bad juju when you're at Camp Crystal Lake, or Camp Blood as they came to call it. But anyway, I digress. She ends up getting her head cut off at the end by the girl, the protagonist, Adrienne King. Her being Betsy Palmer's character. That's Jason's mother, yeah. And Jason, it appears, isn't dead and finds his mother's head on the beach, but we don't see that. That's just told to us. But at the end, we find Jason. He comes up and grabs the girl out in the canoe. That used to scare me so much. I know a ton of y'all remember that. It was so fucking awesome. But it scared me for the longest time as a kid. But it's not my favorite Friday the 13th movie. Nope. Not at all. Jason's in it, but it's not Jason. It's still, it's like the other movies. It's just different. It's not one I rewatch often. But anyway, then we get to Friday the 13th Part 2. Yeah. Betsy Palmer, again, has a lot of reprised scenes in this. So Amy Steele is the new protagonist, screamer, victim. Insert whatever here. Much better movie. We get Jason for the first time, and he's wearing a sack on his head. Y'all, I don't have a sack handy to be able to recreate that for you, so just imagine a sack with one little hole cut out for an eyeball. Apparently Jason's eye, he goes from one eye to two eye quite often. Well, I've noticed that over the years with him. But yeah, this is like him with, I don't know if he's got two eyes. He does have that real boogery looking eye, so it probably doesn't work right, and that's why he's just using the one eye hole, I'd imagine. You see it later in the end of the film. Like they always try and take the mask off at least once so you can see how, oh my God, he's not aware. He's all like deformed and creepy looking and shit. By the end of it, he's just a walking zombie skeleton. But I didn't mention the actor who played Jason in the first film was Ari Lehman. He was a kid back then who just jumped out of the water and pulled Adrienne Shit, what was her name again? Oh, man. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Adrian King, that's what I say, yeah. It's good. It's a pretty good movie. It sets up for how it's going to feel with the next Friday the 13th movies for like at least the next few anyway. Pretty much the same, but like part 3 comes around this year. It's in 3D. Not necessarily great in 3D, but it's in 3D. What can you say? That's about all you can say about it. I like this one. This is when Jason first gets his hockey mask. Oh, it's so great. The famous hockey mask that you see before you. Yes, mine's as close to that one as any of them, because obviously there's no like gashes up here and shit, or actually be over here. There'd be a giant gash in here like after this one. The end of this movie, he gets a axe to the head. It's great. But yeah, fuck, dude. I just feel like I'm rambling at this point. Right, part 3, it's great. Trying to think of some notable stuff. He got his hockey mask. That was notable. That's about it. That's about it. This is what you get for doing a podcast by yourself, kids. Ah, yes, very special Friday the 13th, doing it by yourself podcast. I'm Jason. I'm crazy, but I'm not really Jason. I'm Sean. If you're just joining us, you're crazy. I'm crazy. We're all crazy. Feel better now? I feel better now. Cool. Yeah, Warrington Gillette played Jason in the second one. Although he only really did the end scene, and Steve Dash did most of the filming for that movie. And in part 3, Richard Brooker did the role of Jason. He's a much older guy, and I'm not really a fan of the series. No, I'm sorry. Is that him? I don't know. He was a good one. I think it was Ted White who wasn't a big fan of the series, but just did it for the money. He also famously, he was in part 4. He did the part 4 Jason, Ted White. He also famously got angry at them for leaving one of the girls like naked in one of the cold lakes for a long, long time. I think he like walked off the set or something, threatened to. I'm not sure. But then you got part 5, which used to not be a favorite of mine, but that was one that like my friends and I, when we were kids, had a copy of that on a VHS, and it was just like, if you know about like tape generations, if you retape stuff, they degrade, and the more you tape it down the line, borrowing somebody's copy to retape, it just gets worse and worse and worse. We had the worst copy ever. It was like so washed out with the red. You would think it'd make it cooler, all the blood and everything, but you could hardly tell what the hell was going on. But we watched the shit out of it. Shout out to my friend Justin King, yo bro. I haven't seen that dude since we were in elementary school. He probably like, dude, don't talk to me in the air and shit. You don't know me. I knew your sister once. Oh, sorry. Yeah, part 5. Tom Morga played Jason in a dream sequence. This one's kind of weird because this isn't really Jason. Like, it's a guy who takes up the role of Jason. My mask is kind of fucking weird. Okay. Yeah, it's like a guy who is like, Jason's dead in part 4. For real, y'all. He died. And so this dude's walking around like trying to be Jason and shit. But Tom Morga played him in a dream sequence where Tommy was older. And then the Corey Feldman dream sequence was John Hawk. So there's your Jasons for that. Part 6. Everybody loves part 6, man. I really like part 6 myself. The action gets crazy because, well, Jason's back, and it's not just any Jason, it's zombie Jason. Yeah. This sumbitch is wicked strong and cannot be killed. And yeah, he's pretty maggoty and gross, and it's cool because he like punches holes through people, man, and like shows them their heart or something, some kind of Mortal Kombat looking shit. C.J. Graham, who everybody loves a lot, did a lot of the filming, but didn't do it all. A guy named Dan Bradley did a lot of scenes. He was axed, and they just ended up keeping his scenes in. So CJ's not the only one in there. Great one. If you're going to watch Friday the 13th and you just want to pick one at random, 4 and 6 are great, but 6 is really like a lot of action and good stuff. So I highly recommend them. Then we get into part 7, which is weird. It's a love-hate for me, Kane Hodder makes his debut, and he's played Jason the most. He plays Jason from part 7, 8, 9, and Jason X, Jason in space. So everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people love Kane Hodder and think he is Jason. He's the definitive Jason. But then there's of course, as fandom always has it, the ones who have to be contrarians and insist that's the reason to not like Kane Hodder. But I'm a Kaner. Yeah, I'm a Hodderite. What's up? Represent. He's got kill tattooed when he holds his lip down, his bottom lip. It says kill. And man, dude, I haven't happened to me, but like Kane Hodder like does a lot of appearances at conventions. And when he takes pictures with fans, usually he grabs them around the neck, and he's known for being quite thorough. Yes, quite thorough. And that's what he's known for also in the films, as being a little overzealous, if you were. I mean, like, he really got into it. For real, though. So, yeah, Kane, 7, 8, 9, and Jason in his face. 7 was like, I liked it because Jason looked so wicked cool. His mask was all fucked up. You could see, like, his jaws, all his teeth were showing through his jaw, where this boat in the end of 6 had cut his mask all up, a boat prop. And yeah, he just looks wicked. And he's got like his jumpsuit or whatever the hell he's wearing is torn. Like you can see leg bones and shit, and bones in his hands. It just looks wicked. And but it's got this whole hokey psychic deal where a girl has psychic powers. Yeah. It's a little whatever, but it's got some good stuff in it. And part 8 has got like the least kills of all of them, I think. And it's, Jason takes Manhattan. What can you say? The best thing about it is Kane Hodder's in it. There's some good parts, but there's really not much else to say about that one. 9 had Kane in it, playing Jason and also playing a security guard. But you didn't see Kane as Jason until the very end and the very beginning. Like they have this weird thing where he's like Jason's soul's jumping through people and shit. And, I like the movie all right. A lot of people don't like the movie, mainly because of that. They want, Jason the whole time being played by one actor. It has some likable parts to it. It has some very hokey parts to it. This was the first one after New Line had bought the rights from Paramount. They wanted the rights because they wanted to do a Freddy vs. Jason movie, which this was, early 90s when 9 came out. I believe it was 93. And this is when the saga of the Freddy vs. Jason scripts began. The talk of we're going to do a Freddy vs. Jason movie now that we've got the rights. That was in 1993. The Freddy vs. Jason movie came out in like what, 01, something like that, 03 maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so the 9 was good in a lot of different ways. Maybe for a little fan tickle your ass with a feather type deal. But it left some weird. Yeah. Oh, and who can forget Aaron Gray? is Jason Voorhees' sister. I love me some Aaron Gray. Just ask my wife. I love me some Aaron Gray. Buck Rogers, Silver Spoons, come on. Friday 13th Part 9. Aaron Gray was it, y'all. She still ain't bad looking either. But yeah, and then after that, Jason X, man. Jason in Space. My wife's all-time favorite. And, you know, a lot of people take a shit on this one too. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite, but it's a good fun movie to watch. I'm into sci-fi, so you take Jason and put him in a sci-fi movie, okay, you got my attention. It's a little stupid, but it's fun. Who cares? Can't we just have fun? Why does everything have to be so fucking serious? Let's just enjoy it for what it is. And he's got my favorite mask at the beginning, before he's all Uber Jason, at the very beginning of the movie, man. The mask he's wearing is just so fucking cool, and it's got this, I don't know, the nose right here just has a different line to it right there. Oh, it just looks so good. So good. He's so very good. Yeah. So, that's Kane's last run as Jason, man. Freddy vs. Jason was the next thing that had Jason in it, and everybody, including Mr. Kane Hodder, was very upset that he didn't get the role. The director, Woo, I can't remember his first name. Johnny Woo? Jimmy Jang Woo. What the fuck was that guy's name? Ronnie Yu. That was close. Ronnie Yu, yeah. He wanted a taller actor for the role, and they got Derek Mears to play Jason. And y'all know Mr. Mears. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, not Derek Mears. He got Ken Kersling. What the hell? Did I just read that wrong? Yeah, I did read that wrong. I was trying to tell you Ken Kerslinger played Jason in Freddy vs. Jason. Jesus. Who interestingly was Kane's stunt coordinator on Part 8 in Jason Takes Manhattan. So yeah, this is a neat little thing. Well, kinda. I mean, it kind of is even more of a fucking punch in the gut to Kane. It's like, we're not gonna have you, dude, because you're short. This dude's tall. Oh yeah, and he also like was your stunt coordinator once. Yeah, I probably didn't feel too good for old Kane. But Freddy vs. Jason was a pretty interesting movie. You know, I watched it a lot. I love some Nightmare on Elm Street. Love Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger. Y'all probably seen my shirt. I got a Freddy shirt that I love. And yeah, good movie. Definitely check it out. For sure. And then we get up to the last Friday the 13th movie made officially. There has been a fan movie or two. I'll give y'all a shout out. One I liked a lot was Never Hike Alone. That was really good. So yeah, y'all should check it out. Do a little Google search for Never Hike Alone. It's a fan one, but done about 2 or 3 years ago now. Anyway, 2009, we had just a movie called Friday the 13th. They rebooted it, and I loved it. I actually loved it. I thought it did Friday the 13th better than Friday the 13th did Friday the 13th, and that's probably a lot of people just like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? No, dude. I mean, honestly, it is a very good Friday the 13th movie made in the modern day. And Jason looked cool as shit. They even went through with the sack head at the beginning, a little honor the sack head, and then he gets the hockey mask, right? So yeah, pretty cool. And Derek Mears, who I mentioned earlier by mistake, is the guy who played him, and y'all probably know Derek Mears because Derek is also most recently, and it's not on anymore, but has most recently played Swamp Thing on TV. He was Swamp Thing. And he was also the classic Predator in the movie Predators. That's the one where they're on the planet and they all get dropped. That's the oh god, what's that director's name? Spanish guy. Gosh, he's so good. Renegade. Renegade is oh, I need to see. This is why I have a co-host to go. Da-da, what's that? And oh man, I cannot believe I can't remember the dude's name. Very famous director. Spanish. Did Kill Bill. Well, I mean, that's Tarantino, but like he did the music in Kill Bill at the end. That's him playing. That's why they have uh, two endings, two trailers, or is it trailer? No, end credits. That's why I have two end credit musics on Kill Bill. I am digressing so hard because I'm just trying to think of dude's name. Anyway, I don't know why I'm just sitting here. It doesn't matter that much. But he also played an Orion on the show Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise. And I remember this, a big old Orion, green Orion dude that just picks up, no, he's in that same episode where Big Show picks up Jolene Blaylock and just like she's a doll. But yeah, he's the other big guy in that, bald head, that's in that same episode with Big Show. The Big Show! Yeah, if you're a wrestling fan, you know what I just did there. Anyway, man, that is covering all of the Friday the 13th movies, and you're probably bored to tears right now. I don't know. Who could say? There was a lot of famous actors over the years. Yeah, a lot of famous actors. I'm just trying to think of a few off the top of my head. Well, we had Corey Feldman, I mentioned earlier. He was in part 4, and he did like a little dream sequence thing in part 5. But Kevin Bacon in the first movie, first Friday the 13th movie, played Jack. Kevin Bacon's like been in everything. You got the whole 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. You can link him to anything. It's true. He'll do anything. He's like done all the Tremors movies. There's like, I think 1,000 Tremors movies, and he's done them all. Crispin Glover was in the final chapter with Corey Feldman as well. His second movie. And he is the wacky dance moving dead fuck invisible computer. Well, he was called a dead fuck by the invisible computer. That's all. You gotta watch it because they're just like, let me put your details in the computer and it says you're a dead fuck. So it couldn't have been truer. Yeah, that was foreshadowing. Foreshadowing, kids. Kelly Hu as Evo Watanabe in part 8. Yeah, Kelly Hu. Y'all know her as China White on Arrow, Admiral Ozawa on the Orville, and she does a lot of voice work. I'm trying to think of who else. There was more than that, wasn't there? Huh. Maybe not. Well, I mean, you know, Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's, he was in part 7. I don't remember that guy's name. I've seen him a lot. I've seen him in Buck Rogers as well. Y'all haven't seen Weekend at Bernie's, funny movie. Go see it. If you can like laugh at 80s comedies. I don't know if people are capable of laughing at that kind of stuff anymore. Oh, Friday the 13th. What can I say? What else can be said about it? I guess it would have helped if I looked up the history and told you all the history of Friday the 13th. And I did know it. And it does something to do with, oh, it goes way back. Maybe I can pause for a second. Yeah, wasn't it like the betrayal of Judas Iscariot at the Last Supper? Representing the disciples as Judas was the 13th. That's where it kind of starts. But there's like all kinds of different things. Executions and sentencings were sometimes carried out on Fridays in North America, making a day known as Hangman's Friday. You know, there's a whole bunch of different things over the years that have contributed to it, but I guess that was the original, the seed, perhaps, for Friday the 13th. Y'all like my shirt? Yes, very nice. It's the latest in Jason apparel. Get it while you can. When you can, man. This is the most goofiest, fucked up podcast I've ever done. I'm not sure if I have any business doing anymore. God bless you if you've watched this shit. Please like and subscribe. For all my subscribers already, thank you so much. I hope that this didn't sound as stupid as it made me think it sounded, but maybe I got something useful across. And maybe you laughed at something. I don't know. But I had to put a video out with Brian gone. Who knew what? I didn't know what I was going to do. So, Brian's supposed to be back next week, and we'll get back on track, hopefully, get some things going. I was really considering doing this live, but I haven't done a live thing yet, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. Am I ready for that? Y'all let me know. Leave me a comment. Tell me I'm ready for it or not. Tell me how you like me. Tell me how you hate me. Tell me how beautiful I am. Okay, gorgeous. Thank you. Tell me how beautiful my hair is. Yes, my pretty Jason shirt. My glasses. My microphone. Now I'm just rambling. All right, well, that's the end of the show, I guess. What else needs to be said? I didn't get to play any Cyberpunk this week. I'm having mucho issues getting 2.01 installed, and I really don't want to play anymore until it's installed. So, maybe I'll have more information for you next week. But, yeah, I'm just got some flight sim on my belt right now. Trying to change some things in the flight sim. Well, it's too much to explain. That's a whole ball of wax I don't need to fill you in on. Anywho, as always, be excellent to each other. Don't slay anybody. No, not a good idea. Stay away from jihadists. Hummus is only good with pita bread. Be excellent to each other. Peace out. Good night. Love ya. Mean it. I'm killing it, y'all. I'm killing it. Sorry. Here we go. Peace out. Yeah!